Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shadow, bringing you guys another locals at Sully's Abode. Ended up using Nico Robin because my video got corrupted from last time, but it is what it is. Ryan won dice roll, chose to go second, which could go either or with Dofi. Nico Robin, I think, prefers to go first, so I can get that big swing and start ramping. Hopefully get to Yamato if I see it. But he does a Sengoku, finds a Mihawk, which is just a 2K. Obviously, best case scenario, he has a Perona, but he doesn't. He ends up playing another Sengoku, which is not bad. It helps you find the pieces that you need, you know, a Jinbei or, you know, a Weevil, a Boa blocker. So it gives you options to be able to look through the deck, especially if you have a 2-cost Teach in your hand. You just find the pieces that you want and need, and then you can utilize the Teach next turn or just combo them all off. I believe he's going to grab a Boa blocker if I'm not mistaken. Looks like he's stuck between 2 cards. Yep, so ends up grabbing the Boa blocker, which we all know what it does. On play, look at the top 3 cards, give a Resodon to your leader. So absolutely busted in Dofi. Passes to me, ends up attaching all 3 Dawn, swinging, pitching the Nami, and going for 8 banish, which works. Ends up banishing a Weevil. And then here you see he does 2. For teach, does teach ability, does the law, and bounces both Sengokus, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, it just shows you what Dofi can do. So now he gives himself another chance to search at the top 5 of his deck. So here you see I triggered an Onami. I was considering on doing the teach just to get it off the field, but I figured law would be better just because he does have a lot of counter in hand, and I don't want to waste my next turn because I'm planning on doing Newgate next turn, so I can only swing for 5. So rather get rid of the bounce law now so he can't continue to put pressure on me. So yep, he passed it to me. I end up doing 6 and playing out the Newgate that I was talking about. This Newgate is an on play. I'll give myself a second. So I do swing first and pitch the Brule to ramp. So currently at 7 Dawn. And now I play the Newgate after he counters out, which is on play, add a life, rearrange all my life, put 1 card at the top of my deck, and the rest in any order that I want. So from what I remember, I did end up putting a Veggie second, the card in the middle. I did mess the stack up because I should have put the Frankie that's last in life there, and Veggie last. I don't know what I was thinking. I read Frankie wrong, but yeah, I live with the decisions. I think the top card is a Nami. So I pass turn after that, and you see here he plays the Gecko and ends up grabbing, I forgot what he grabbed. I think it was the Weevil. Yeah, he ended up grabbing Weevil, which he can utilize to just continue drawing with his Teach for free, playing out of body, which is what he was gonna do. But prior to that, he ends up playing a Sengoku, and this Sengoku is gonna grab him a Weevil. So he's just continuing looking for the 4-6 bodies, but even though he's using this Teach ability, which you're going down a card in hand, Weevil actually just replaces itself with its on-play draw 1. So good for, you know, that's a good way to kind of combo the Teach. And you see there, I do trigger the Nami, and it's because it's an activate main ability. Since I did have 3 cards, I did draw from using it, so didn't go down cards in hand, and I got rid of the Weevil. Contemplated on getting rid of the Gecko there, but I did not have a Yamato in hand. So if I had a Yamato, definitely would have put it down to pop the Weevil, but decided on getting rid of the Weevil with the Nami out of trigger was probably the better move. And here I end up playing a Bonnie, attaching a Dawn, and swinging big, and then using the Bonnie ability here. I'm looking for cards here, honestly. Since my opponent did take a life, I get to draw 2 and trash 1, and I end up pitching a brick and then swinging 8 with the Newgate. So now he's down to 2 life. I do know Dofi really does not care about taking life that much, so he might have had the counter to get out of those swings and opted to just taking them. So here he starts off swinging 7 at lead, and I decided to use the trigger, or I knew what was in life, so I did take it and hit his leader with the Veggie. So now he is unable to do his leader ability, which now kind of makes his turn a little awkward compared to what he wanted to do. He starts off first with playing Bounce Law, bouncing his Sengoku and my Bonnie, and then using Sengoku again to search, grabbing a Jinbei. It's unfortunate for me. I was hoping for that Bonnie to stick, but this turn, I believe I'm going to end up playing an ace regardless, so it didn't really matter if it's stuck on the board or not. So it's a good thing I get a counter back, but late game it could have been an extra swing. So I do play out the 10-drop ace, healing, and since I still have 2 life, it does gain rush. And I'm going to start the turn, or I'm going to end up swinging first with leader to life, and I choose life just because I'm going to force him to give me a counter. Then I swing Newgate into the Gecko, he ends up letting it go, and then 10 to life, he takes it. So pretty close game, but again, I don't think the Dofi needs to be taking as many swings, or he's taking as many swings because he don't really care about going low on life because he does run a lot of counter in the deck. Not him, but Dofi in general. So he ends up swinging 7 and finally see my first Yamato that I needed to see for a while. And then plays Jinbei into a Boa. Boa ability activates, and it's an absolutely nasty combo he's going to do here. He's going to stag it, attach Arrested, use Teach to give 2 more Arrested Dons to his leader after placing a card on top. And then he's going to swing 9 at the Newgate. So while he thinks about what he wants to place on top, this is a good move because again, he's trying to get rid of the pressure on my side of the field. If I'm unable to counter out of this Newgate, or this 9k swing to Newgate, essentially game is his. I don't have much I can do after coming back from this swing. I know what my last life is, and again, it's not going to do me much. I need essentially a Veggie. So end up getting out of the swing, and I do have the Yamato, so I considered on what my plays could have been. And Yamato, if I played that, I could have popped the Teach, healed 1, and then, you know, use my last down to attach and swing at the Law. But I'm going to opt to do Ace to give myself an extra swing. And you're going to see here, I should have did it a little bit different. But yeah, I'm really contemplating how to do it because I do have the Egghead Nami, so I could have KO'd the Boa and potentially tried to go for game. But that honestly probably would have been the better option here. But yeah, this is a rough spot no matter what. So you're going to see I'm going to end up playing a Rush Ace, healing a life. And then I'm going to start trying to pick away at his board because, again, I'm basically trying to survive off of the triggers at this point. Hopefully that I find a blocker or, you know, another Veggie. Blockers really wouldn't do much for me in this matchup, though, since Dofi can bounce any of my blockers because I'm really running Boulets and the Sauls. So it's kind of tricky in this match. I would basically need Onami's or the other Nami to pop board of what he has. So finally decided on what I was going to do because this is essentially, I got to make it or break it at this point. I swing 7 at the Law, and I believe he's going to give me a 2 and a 1. So this right here is going to show you the counter power that this deck has. I swing 5, and I do this to try to bait out the Boa. So I do swing at the Boa, he lets it go, and I swing 10 at the Weevil, and he gives me 5k in counter, 2 2ks and a 1. And I was banking on not being able to counter out of all of that. So he starts with swinging 7, and at this point I end up taking it, triggering a Frankie, hopefully to draw into a 0-cost event. And I end up drawing into a brick, unfortunately, which is, I believe, another Nami. So I went down 1 counter. Swing 7 again. I end up taking it, and it's another Frankie. And then he throws it all on leader and goes for game. If you guys like the content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought of the match, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.